Hello everyone, this is Akshita, your educator, and I welcome you all on the platform of Global Online. As we know friends, Global Online platform has launched a complete course for upcoming CTET examination 2023, and in this particular course we'll be discussing the whole syllabus of the CTET examination. In today's lecture we'll be talking about a new topic named as percentage for required for mathematics paper 1 and paper 2. Without any further ado, let us begin with the lecture. In this particular lecture we'll be talking us about how to calculate the percentage. Okay, the basics of calculation of the percentage will be discussed in today's lecture. For the Central Teacher Eligibility Test, a complete course has been launched by Global Online platform for paper 1 as well as for the paper 2. And if you want to get enrolled to the course, you can download the Global Online application which is available on the Play Store, or you can simply contact us on this given WhatsApp number, which is 8669316919 or 8179138413. Global Online application is available on the Play Store, from where you can install the application with such a logo. Open the application after the installation and you will find such type of interface. In this particular interface, if you look downwards, there is an icon named as store icon. Click on it, you will move to the page called as my courses, and in my courses there is a search tab where you have to type CTET. Once you type CTET, course along with the fees will be displayed downwards, and hence you can get enrolled to the course. So here we'll be talking about the calculation of percentage. Okay, the first question is calculate 10% of 200. A very simple question, but many of the students even don't know how to calculate the percentage. No problem, all your basics can be covered in this lecture. Option A is 2, option B 20, option C 12, and option number D 10. So whenever you're calculating percentage of any given value, one thing that you have to always remember is whatever the given value is there, consider it always as 100%. So your given value of which we have to calculate the percentage is 200. We have to calculate the 10% of 200. So always make up your mind that whatever the given value we are going to consider is always 100%. Okay, so 200 is equals to 100%, so we have to calculate the 10% of this 200. Okay, so one trick keep in mind, whenever we are calculating 10% or 1% of any given value, all the thing that you have to do is consider the given value as 100%, the first thing that I have already told you. The second thing, now 200 is equals to 100%, then 10% is equals to what is the question. Then always what we have to do, take the value as it is. Okay, and if they are asking us to calculate the 10%, then add a decimal point after one digit. Calculating 10% of 200, what I am doing here, taking the value or writing the value as it is and adding a decimal point after one digit. Add a decimal point after one digit. If they are asking us to calculate 1% of 200, write the value as it is, and now add the decimal point after two digits. It means 2.00, it means 2. 2 is nothing but 2 is a 1% of 200. Okay, here in case of 10, what I have said you, that after one digit you have to add the decimal point. So here 20.0, it means 20 is nothing but it is the 10% of 200. Got it? This is the trick that you have to follow. So the correct answer for the given question is option number B. One more example I would like to give you over here is, for example, the value is 800. Okay, so we have to calculate the 10% of 800 and 1% of 800. Now what I'll do here is, I'll simply consider this 800 as 100%. Yes, any given value you have to consider it as 100%. The first thing that you have to understand. The second thing that you have to understand, that for the given value, if you have to calculate the 10%, so what you will do, add a decimal point after one digit. Add a decimal point after one digit. Okay, and if you have to calculate the 1%, then add the decimal point after two digits. It means 8 is the 1% of 800 and 80 is 10% of 800. Got it? In this way you have to calculate the answer. So here the correct answer for 200's 10% was, consider this as 100%, we had to calculate the 10%, so add a decimal point after one digit, it means 20 is the 10% of value 200. So option B is the correct answer for the given question. Moving on to the next question now. Calculate 1% of 400. A very simple question. Once again, we have already learned the trick how to or where to add the decimal point whenever they are asking us to find out the 10% or 1%. So here the options given are 4, 40, 15 and 24. For 400, for the given value 400, consider this as 100%. Consider this given value as 100%. Okay. So now we have to calculate the 10% of 400 as well as 1%. Now in given question they have given they are asking us only 1%, but we'll find 10% as well. Okay. So look here now. Now we are considering the value 400 as 100%. To calculate the 10%, what we are going to do, we are going to add a decimal point after one digit. It means 40 is given value, 40 is 10% of given value 400. Okay. To calculate the 1% of given value 400, you will write the value as it is and add the decimal point after 2 digit. It means 4 is 1% of 400. So in given question what they had asked us, calculate the 1% of 400. So simply you don't have to even use the pen over here, you know the value is 400. So whenever we are calculating 1%, we have to add a decimal point after 2 digits. It means 4 is the correct answer for the given question. Okay, in this way you have to calculate the percentage. Now in today's lecture we will be talking only about the basics of how to calculate the percentage, because this is important whenever we are going through the topics like profit and loss, ratio and proportion. These are important. Okay, so percentage basic questions based on the percentage. Okay, completely based upon the foundation that will build your percentage topic. The class will be totally depending upon that only. Okay, so moving on to the next question now. Calculate the 10% of 40 they are asking us. Okay, so what I have told you, whatever the value that they have given here, consider it as 100%. So let us consider 40 as 100%. We have to calculate the 10% of 40. 10% of 40. 10% of what? 40. So to calculate this, what I am going to do here is simply add a decimal point after one digit. After one digit. Okay. So 4 is the 10% of 40 is the correct answer for the given question. We have to calculate the 10%. Sorry, question. Okay, sorry. This is not the question actually. Question that they have asked us here is 10 is what percent of 400, not the 10% of 400. Sorry, 10% of 40. This is not the question, 10% of 40. Actually, whenever we are learning the topic percentage, you are going to actually face two types of statements. Which are that? I'll explain you once. Let me rub this out. So sorry for this. Okay, so there are two statements that you are going to face whenever you are going to study percentage or even data interpretation questions based upon the percentage. Okay, so there also you will face these two statements, that is x is what percent of y, and the second statement is what is x percent of y. These are the two statements. Okay, compulsory that can be asked in the questions. So do not get confused in this statement. X is what percent of y, it means here x upon y into 100 is the thing that you are going to follow. How come that? Even I'll explain you. Okay, and what is x percent of y? In this case, x divided by 100. We know any given percentage, any value is added with a percentage, it means 80% or 2% or x percent, it represents x upon 100. We know this thing. For example, I am adding 2%, it means 2 upon 100. So here x percent, it means x upon 100, and we know of it represents multiplication into y. Got it? X upon 100 into y is the exact thing that we are going to follow when the statement given here is what is x% of y. So I'll give you example for this. Okay. The first statement, x is what % of y. The second statement, what is x% of y. Okay, I'll give you even example for this. For example, 10 is what % of 40, the question itself. Okay, and what is 10% of y. These are the two questions. Even this question I have added in the next slide. First we will see the two statements that I have written above. First statement, look at the first statement, x is what % of y. It means x is nothing but equal to is what % of y. Can I write like this? X is what % of y. X is what % of y. Can I write like this? Okay, so simply I am going to take this y on this side. This will be x upon y into 100 as we are calculating the percentage. X upon y into 100. Now look at the second statement. What is the x% of y? What is question mark is what is x% of y, and what x% represents? X upon 100. Of represents multiplication into y. It means x upon 100 into y. Okay, this is how you have to elaborate. This is how you have to keep in mind these two statements. These are important. Okay, now the question that they have given here is 10 is what % of 40. 10 is what % of 40, right? Or simply you can consider this as x, consider this as y. Rest of the statement is same. Simply x upon y into 100. It means 10 upon 40 into 100. This will give me 0 got cancel. 4 25s are 100. So 25 is the answer. So the correct answer for the given question is option number A. I hope you have got this. That is 10 is what % of y. It means 10 is equals to what % of 40. It means 40 here is in multiplication. Just a minute. Here it is in multiplication. If I take it on this side, this will go in division. Or simply you can use this format where considering the value of x as 10, y as 40 into 100. Directly keeping in mind, you can solve the question. Okay. Now based upon the second statement, we will solve the second question. The correct answer for the given question was option number A. What is 10% of y is the second question. Okay. Right now we have discussed this statement, what is x% of y. This statement represents x upon 100 into y. Okay, so here they have asked us what is 10%. Sorry, just a minute, let me rub this out. What it means, question mark is what is x percentage of y. What is x% of y? What does this represents? This represents x percent, it means x upon 100 into y. Got it? So here they are asking us what is 10% of y. So what can I write it? 10 upon 100 into y. This will give me y upon 10. So the correct answer for the given question is option number A. Okay. Moving on to the next question. 20% of 600 is the question that they have asked us. What I have told you, whenever we are calculating the percentage, the given value we have to consider it as 100%. So the value that they have given here is 600. Consider this as 100%. Now we have to calculate the 20% of 600. Okay, now one thing that we can clearly understand from this is we have right now learned how to calculate the 10% and 1%. Okay, so tell me, what is the 10% of 600? Just add a decimal point after one digit, it means 60. 60 is the 10% of 600. In question they have asked us to calculate the 20%. It means I am going to do 10 into 2%, 60 into 2. It means this is going to give me 120 is equals to 20%. What I have done, have you got this? I have first calculated the 10%. I have calculated the 10% and simply multiplied it by 2. Simply multiplied it by 2%. Got it? So here 120 is the correct answer for the given question. Next question that they are asking here is 10% and 100% of 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I have told you that whatever the given value of which we have to calculate the percentage, always this is 100%. It means what is the 100% of 3, 4, 5, 6? It is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 only. Got it? So option number C as well as option number D is going to be eliminated over here. Second thing, we have to calculate the 10% of 3, 4, 5, 6, 10%. It means we have to give a decimal point after one digit. It means 345.6 and 3456 is the correct answer for the given question. Whatever the value that they have given, consider always it as 100%. One more time I am highlighting it. If you have to calculate the 10%, add a decimal point after one digit. If we have to calculate the 1%, add the decimal point after 2 digits. Now, till now we have found out the 10%, 20%, 1%. Okay, now we have to calculate the 14% of 760. To calculate this, one thing you have to keep in mind is 760. We know 760 is nothing but 100%. First thing that we are going to do is here we are going to calculate the 10%. 10% it means 76, that is we have to give a decimal point after one digit. Okay, so here what can I do is I can do 10% plus 4%. I know how to calculate 10% easily. I know how to calculate 1% easily. Yes, 10% is equals to 76. So let us calculate 1% now. We know how to calculate 1% of 760. Give decimal point after 2 digits, it means 7.6. 7.6 is 1%. Okay, we got the value of 10%. We got the value of 1%. Simply multiply it by 4, we will get the value of 4%. 10% value is 76. We have to calculate 14%. 10% plus 4%. First I have calculated 1% and multiplied it by 4%. Got it? So in this way you can calculate the 14% by adding 10% plus 4%. So this is going to give me 7.6 into 4. It means 30.4. Just a minute. 76 and 30.4. So add these values. Got it? So 106.4 is the 14% of 760. This is how we will calculate the percentage question. Okay. So one more question I would like to give you as a homework. Calculate 10%, 1%, 11 and 14% of value $7000. And one more, calculate 1% and 10% for value 6832. These are the two questions that you have to solve as a homework. Again, a very simple question. For 10% you are going to add a decimal point after one digit, and for 1% you are going to add decimal point after 2 digits. So this is the way how you have to calculate the percentage. So this class was totally for the basics of the percentage. In Monday's lecture we will be talking us about the questions or the word problems based upon the percentage that are required for the further calculation. So this was the end of today's lecture. Thank you for watching it. If you are liking the video, please hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. And if you have doubt regarding the enrollment of the course, please you can mention in the comment section that our team will reach you out. Other than this, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe it, like the video and share to the maximum people who are preparing for the CTET examination. So thank you for watching the video. Have a great day everyone.